All right, guys, we wanted to update you on all of the misdeeds of former Governor Andrew Cuomo. So a report was just released. It was originally commissioned by the state legislature to investigate whether or not he should be impeached. Well, he's gone from office, so there was originally a question like, oh, well, should we continue with the report? And they said effectively, absolutely yes, which I think is important, especially since this dude, isn't even secret about harboring future intentions to run again for governor, attorney general, or something else. So really important to know exactly how terrible he was when he was in office. You guys are probably familiar with the range of allegations and a lot of things that were actually proven that Cuomo actually did. So let's take a look at some of the details from this report. Let's throw this first thing up on the screen. This is from Zach Fink News, who covers New York State politics. So among the findings, former Governor Cuomo engaged in multiple instances of sexual harassment, including by creating a hostile work environment and engaging in sexual misconduct. The former governor utilized state resources and property, including work by executive chamber staff, to write, publish, and promote his book, a project for which he was guaranteed at least $5.2 million in personal profit that no one bought or read, by the way. And the former governor was not fully transparent regarding the number of nursing home residents who died as a result of COVID. Let's go ahead and throw the next tweet up on the screen with a few more details. This is stunning. So to me, of all the revelations here, probably the newest ground was about the use of state resources to write this damn book. So the idea for him to write a book about COVID, that came less than 3 weeks after New York had its first confirmed COVID case. So that tells you from the beginning of the pandemic, when he was supposed to be all in focused on people's lives who were being lost. And I mean, you guys remember those images, the trucks with dead bodies. And I mean, it was horrible. And this dude's thinking about writing a book. Yeah. I mean, that says it all to me right there. And they also had state employees who were complaining that all this time spent of their time, these are taxpayer-funded jobs, that they were spending too much time writing this book and not able to focus on the task at hand of saving people's lives during a pandemic. Yeah. So pretty stunning.
We have that tweet, actually. Let's put it up there. It says, evidence obtained in our investigation demonstrates that junior members of the executive chamber worked on that book and that work was not voluntary. Junior staff members were asked by senior executive chamber officials to perform tasks that were related to the book as part of their regular course of work. So imagine you're working in the government at the height of a crisis, and thousands of people are dying. Let's also imagine that you for mistaken reasons, end up sentencing a lot of elderly people to death because of nursing home policy. And in the midst of all of that, you are required to drop what you're supposed to be doing to help write your boss's book that he is personally profiting to the tune of $5 million. All so that he can build up his own personal brand. And you covered this extensively at the time. The whole Cuomo-sexuals thing was real. I mean, people saw how Biden was, disaster, and that has generally come true in terms of after he became president. They saw what he was. They thought about replacing him at the ticket. That was a serious topic of conversation at the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. I mean, some of the details here about the state resources that were used, and of course he denies and his lawyers say this is not true and it's a political hit job, whatever, which, first of all, I never bought that. But it had a little bit more of a ring of truth, potential truth to it. It was a better talking point, let's put it that way, when it was Letitia James, who now is running for governor. So you could say, oh, see, she's just after me because she wants my slot.
Yes.
Well, this was done by the Democratic legislature, who protected your butt for years. So it's very hard to make the case when this is your team, who again, your allies who protected you for years, who are now putting this information out. But some of those details, the report details multiple instances of staff involvement in the writing, editing, and promotion of Cuomo's book. One senior staff member sent or received 300 emails regarding the book in the second half of last year. Another sent or received more than 1,000. So when they were supposed to be focused on the crisis, instead, they were being forced to make Andrew Cuomo more of a millionaire than he already was. And by the way, they have more details here too about Cuomo personally intervening to change the numbers and reporting around nursing home deaths.
That is criminal.
And some are tying these two things together that, yeah, he needed those nursing home deaths to be suppressed so that he could sell this book and make the case that he was the hero governor that the media relentlessly portrayed him as. I'm sure his brother's going to cover this on CNN. Can't wait to see that.
Kept trying to say at the time, the sexual harassment stuff, while very bad, it was the least of the crimes that this guy actually committed. I mean, the worst one was the routine use of office to prioritize not only himself financially, but also in order to skew the COVID numbers, fool the New York State population, and help his own reputation.
Yep.
There's no way around that. I mean, screwing and manipulating the actual documents and figures of the number of people dead when reporting to the Department of Justice because you don't want the Trump administration to report what the actual numbers are.
Yeah.
I don't know how else you can describe that as not criminal. Or how about the use of his office in order to both sexually harass state troopers, which was part of one of the most disgusting part,
Yeah.
where he, had a woman transferred onto his detail just so he could basically play grab ass with her, and then also using his state office and requiring state troopers to rush like Chris Cuomo's swab samples to the lab to get a COVID test. And I know now you can go to CVS and just go get a COVID test, but try and remember, you have the sniffles or something and it's March or it's May. I think I remember I had a scare and I had to go like to 20 miles away or something in order to pay $250 to go get a COVID test because there were just simply none available at that time. That's what you and I were doing, and we were trying to scheme about what was happening while Chris Cuomo got concierge state trooper treatment while he was working at CNN just because he's the governor's brother, and also at the time when the network was promoting Governor Cuomo relentlessly and hailing him to become a hero, and now the moment that he's in trouble, it all just disappears. There's just layers of corruption and disgust all throughout this entire story.
Very, very revealing set of incidents. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching.
That's right. Just as a reminder, you can become a premium subscriber today. Watch the full show completely uncut, our reactions to each other's monologues. You get to listen to it, you get to ask us questions, all that good stuff. Link is right there in the description or at breakingpoints.com.
Best of all, great way to say screw you to the mainstream media.